Okay, so here we're looking at addition and subtraction involving decimals, and we find that actually it's just as easy as it is when they don't involve decimals. Okay, as long as we set it up in the right way, we should manage them just as well as we have done before. So a couple of things we need to remember. We need to make sure that when we're doing it, we are lining up our decimal points. And if there are any of the digits that don't quite match up, or there's a kind of mismatch, all we're going to do, we're going to add in the extra zeros to make it work. So, a few examples for us to have a look at, some addition, some subtraction. So let's see what it is that we mean by this. So, first one, 6 plus 2.22. So all we're going to do is work through these here at the side, and I'm going to set them up in this kind of standard sum setup. So I get 6 plus 2.22, and depending on when it was you went to school, it'll either be called a chimney sum or an up and down sum or whatever. I don't really care what it is that you call it. We're just going to set it out like that. Now straight away we can see that there's already a mismatch. I've got the things in my units column lined up. There would be the point, but there are numbers missing here. So all we're going to do is make it 6.00 so that it looks a little bit more square there. Right, there's not a chunk that's missing. From that, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add up numbers in each of the columns. So 0 plus 2 is 2, 0 plus 2 is 2, remember my decimal point on the way past, and 6 plus 2 is 8. So my answer to the first one is just 8.22. Second one, I've got 7.3, add 1.2. So again, same thing, I've got my decimal points lined up, and my answer, decimal point, gets put in there as well. Oh, I'm starting once again, working from right to left. 3 plus 2 is 5, so right to my 5. 7 plus 1 is 8. So the answer there, 8.5. Third one, I've got 51.3 plus 48. Okay, and again, here's another example where it doesn't quite match up, but I've got my units in the same column, I've got my tens in the same column, I've got my decimal points in the same place, so there it goes. I need to stick in an extra 0 there just to make sure they're the same number of things. So in my answer, put my decimal point in, and we're going to carry on just like we have done before. So 3 plus 0 is 3, 1 plus 8 is 9, and 5 plus 4 is 9. So my answer there, 99.3. Looking at the fourth one, I've got 0.3 plus 0.04, and these are the kind of questions that it becomes so easy to start messing things up. Okay, people have a tendency to write it as 0.3 and 0.04, and we start trying to go about that way, and all of a sudden we can see that our decimal points aren't lined up, our columns aren't in the right place, our answer is going to be messed up there. Okay, so that is why when we're doing it, we need to make sure that we've got these decimal points in a line. Now we can see from the top bit, I need to be sticking an extra 0 in there just to make it a little bit squared off on the top. So starting from right to left again, in my column, 0 plus 4 is 4, 3 plus 0 is 3, 0 plus 0 is 0. So my answer at the fourth one is 0.34. Okay, and not 0.07 as commonly mistaken. Okay, fifth one. What do we notice is different about this one? Well, this one now all of a sudden is a subtraction. So we're looking at 50.2 there. So again, I've got my decimal points lined up. This works exactly the same way. We just take away rather than add. So decimal points there. 6 minus 2 is 4. 5 minus 0 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. And so that gives me an answer of 5.4. Just tidying that up a little bit. We don't need the 0 in front of that one. 6. I've got 7.2 minus 2. So again, if we have a number that doesn't have a decimal point, we can make sure that we just put the decimal point in and just remind us where it should go. So 2.0. That's where that is. Slide that up a bit. Again, right to left, 2 minus 0 is 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. So my answer there, 5.2. Looking at example number 7, we've got 34.6 minus 22.1. Again, decimal points are all in a line, we're good to go. 6 minus 1 is 5, 4 minus 2 is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, and there is my answer. And finally, 16.2 minus 3.7. So, get my decimal points in a line. What is different about this one? Well, what we should be noticing is when we go to do our subtraction, the digit in the top is smaller than the digit on the bottom. So what we need to remember and do is we need to remember and borrow from the column beside it. So that becomes 5 there. And when we pinch one of them across, we end up getting 10 of them in that column. So we're actually going to do 12 minus 7 there, which is 5. We're left with 5 in this column, so 5 minus 3 is 2, and the 1 minus 0 is just 1. And that's what we're left, just as it happens again, with 12.5 there.